Hi children, welcome back to our class. Last two classes we have seen the different layers of the soil and the different types of soil and the properties also we have compared. Today we will see some properties of the soil. Okay, soil that we have seen that what soil has different materials present in that, according to that properties also will differ. And if you are just imagine that if you are pouring water on different types in smaller classes, you have studied the kacha rods and pakka rods, isn't it? Pakka rods will be very smooth rods and kacha rods will be with the surfaces, uneven surfaces will be there, right? So, if you are pouring water there in that kacha and pakka rods, equal quantity of water if you are pouring there, and how much time if it is taking for going that water down into the different gaps between the soil, that we can say, we can calculate it or we can observe it, how much time will be taken for this kacha rod and pakka rod to dry the water present equal, if the quantity of water present is equal there, how much time it will be taken there to dry that by going down. Okay, that when water is going down, that process we are calling it as seeping of water. Okay, so if water is that process through the seepage of water, how that water dries, how effectively water dries, or which rod will dry that water quickly, that we know that it is only the kacha rod, because uneven surfaces will be the in between the soil, gaps are more there, so it will be easy for the water to go down, right? So, depending upon that nature of the soil, that amount of water seeps down into the soil particles will be different. That seepage of water in a given time period, in a given time, particular time, how much water is seeping down, that is actually known as percolation rate. We can see the percolation rate. Percolation rate. Percolation is the seepage of water into going down of water between the gaps of the soil. Okay, and how suppose 200 ml of water we are pouring on different places, different types of the soil and the time taken also we are calculating to seep that water. Suppose the amount of water we are taking the 200 ml and it took 20 minutes to seep down, and the time will different for different types of soil also. Suppose for a particular soil, time taken as 20 minutes. Then the percolation rate of that soil will be the amount of water divided by the time taken, that is 200 by 20, that will be 10 ml per minute. That is the unit, the 10 ml per minute, that will be the percolation rate of that soil. You understood? The percolation rate is how much water is percolated in a given time period. Within a given period of time, how much water is going down, and that ratio actually is the percolation rate of a soil. And that percolation rate for soil will vary depending upon the materials present in the soil. And we have seen that in sandy soil, bigger sized particles will be the more gaps are there. So, that more water content will be going down within a given time period. So, the percolation rate will be more for percolation rate is more for sandy soil. Percolation rate is more for sandy soil, and that is less for percolation rate is less for clayey soil. because in clay soil smaller sized particles are very close to each other, in between space is very less, so more amount of water cannot go down, so water will be held there in between that layer. So percolation rate is more for the sandy soil and the percolation rate is less for this clayey soil, and loamy soil will come in between. So you understood the percolation? Percolation rate is actually how much water is going down within a given time period. That ratio, if we are dividing the amount of water by the time taken for percolation, then that is actually known as percolation rate. In your textbook page number 100 and 101, page 100 and 101 activities are given there. Go through that, it's not that much important activities, just to know how to do this, how to calculate this percolation time or percolation rate. Okay, in different places you can select nearby your houses, you can select your different places and measure that place area there, and then pour equal quantities of water to different places and measure the time taken for percolation, and so that you can find out the percolation rate. Just go through that. It's not that much important in the view of examination. Examination point of view, that much is not important. Okay. Then we can see another property of water, that is another property of soil, that is water absorbing capacity. Soils can absorb water, isn't it? We have seen the sandy soil dries quickly. Water absorbing capacity is less for that sandy soil, whereas water absorption capacity is more for clay soil and it is moderate for the loamy soil. So, some amount of water is there in all these types of soil. And moisture, if water is present there, we will call that moisture content in the soil. Okay, in summer season and all, this moisture content in the soil helps the plants to grow. Okay, and in this, because of this moisture content present in the soil, that in hot summer seasons, what is happening there, due to the heat energy of the sun, this water will get evaporate, and this water vapors will reflect the sunlight rays of the sun. So, water will go into the vapor, that water vapor will reflect the sunlight there, and the air just above the soil seems to be shimmering there. We feel such a feeling there. If during in hot summer day, if we are looking into the soil, we feel that shimmering effect will be there because that water vapors coming from the soil will reflect the sunlight. Okay, due to that. And if you are taking small quantity of different types of soil in a test tube and we can heat it, and after heating it will become very dry there, and so that we can say that different quantities of water will be present in all the different types of soil there. That is also given as activity in page number 101 there. Just go through, read it carefully to get an idea about these activities. The thing is that there are two properties for this soil. First one, percolation rate we have seen, and the second one is moisture present in soil, and different quantities of moisture will be present in different types of soil. Okay, and in moisture content will be more there in clayey soil, and moisture content will be less there in sandy soil, and it will be moderate there in loamy soil. Hope this much is clear to you. Thank you.